without realizing it, you're just making other traders rich. Every day you ignore these strategies I'm about to discuss with you, you're going to keep hemorrhaging money. And you need to stop that now and start making the easier gains, which you could literally do on a daily basis. So here's how. The first technique is looking at older coins pumping. It's all about how you use the filters. The filters is what helps you screen to find something that's actually trending. So for example, in this set of filters, what I've done is I've clicked on my preferred blockchain, which is Solana, and I put market cap 250 to 30 million. This is because even a 25 million coin can quickly do a 2x, sometimes within a day or two, sometimes within a few days. Same for smaller coins. And I put pair AJ 300 hours because I only want the older coins. So minimum a few weeks old. So that's why I put that there. And if I did nothing else, don't mess about with any of the other filters. You don't want to over filter and miss potential winners. Click apply and you get a list there. You can sort this how you want to. It doesn't really matter. What I want to do is I want to find the most trending ones. But I don't want them trending like immediately, because the strategy I'm going to use here is basically trying to buy on a pullback, for example. So what I can do is I can list it by 6 hourly and I can have a look at some of these and I can quickly see the market cap there. If I don't want to mess about with anything too low in market cap, I might be looking at the 1 million plus ones, for example. So let's get on this one, which is called Poly, and open in a new tab. And then what I can also do, once I've got the 6 hourly in a row, I can see what's dipped in the last hour as well to try and help me. If I don't want to look through all of them, I can actually see what's skipping more at the moment, because it might be a really good opportunity to buy a dip. So on the chart, this is basically how it works. These old coins, when you go on a daily chart, for whatever reason, they'll start trending again. Many different reasons. A lot of the time it could be CTO. A lot of the time, I think this particular one was a little bit related. It's like an AI dog, so it's related to AI, for example. And recently we had an AI coming to the mix when it comes to meme coins, because we had one called GOAT, which was basically an AI ran Twitter account for a particular meme coin. And because AI is the narrative now, some of these other AI coins start trending. So what you can do is you can try and search for these yourself, AI-related older coins, especially if you're quite knowledgeable about meme coins and you remember these around the time they launch. But if you didn't, you have to wait, like most people, on Deck Screener and wait for them to trend, which is okay. But once they're trending, then that's the first tick. So there's some volume coming in now. So all we're doing to make the easy 2x is, this is what we're going to do. So let me just remove all the drawings and let's get on to a smaller time frame. So either 5 minute or 15 minute. And very simple strategy. You can see here, we ran up, hit resistance. This was at 2 million, psychological round numbers. And then we bounced at 500, it's psychological round numbers. And all we're doing is we're waiting for a deep dip every time we get a run, and we're buying the dip. Simple as that. And the dip buying doesn't need to be perfect. It could be here. You can have your limit order a little bit lower even, and it might not trigger. Maybe it will trigger. I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. But that's what we're doing. We're trying to buy low, and then we're setting a take profit target already. As soon as you go in the position, we set up a take profit target here. We know 2 million's resistance. We set it lower. That's exactly what a lot of people did here, which is likely why it's pulled back. Now, I'm talking about 2x, but if you do the maths, from 500,000 to 2 million is not a 2x. It's more. Your motor came 3 to 4x, which is crazy. So this was already trending when it ran. You don't care about that. You don't follow the green candles. You wait for it to pull back, then you buy, and then you put an automatic sell. And you don't sell all your position. You sell 60 to 70% of your position. Why not just 10%? Don't want to sell 10% because after here, it might just die. There might be no new volume. This might be the only day it ever trends. You don't know that for sure. You need to make consistent profits to help build your trading account. That's why you take 70%. And then you move on. That's how it's done. And the main premise here, like, why does this work? The main premise is basically in trending market or in any trending meme coin, they go up like this. They always have very deep dips and great buying opportunities. So if you see something run today and you're like, man, I should have really got into that, you can add it to your watch list. So you can add it here in the bottom right to your watch list, keep an eye on it, or already look at the chart and set particular orders. And I'll show you another trick. This is one of the tricks I teach in my training program, second link in description. If you're interested, basically what you do on the dips it basically is a Fibonacci number. So 618 is the Fibonacci number. So all you're doing here is you take the price value. The easiest way to do it is take the price range from the high. What you're doing is you're trying to find areas where you have a 60% or so gap. The exact level is 618 for basically anywhere between 60-61%. And you set a buy order anywhere near there. For example, this is one of the ones I had traded yesterday. And this one was trending. This is a newer coin, and we'll get into newer coins in just a minute. But basically, this one had two pullbacks, 63%, 57%. So what I do is I set up automatic buy orders. You can use Bullex, for example, first link in description below. And basically, you put your buy order there. So you wait for it to peak and pull back. Because you know that after the fact, once it's reached a peak and it's time to have a big sell-off, you can already put a buy order in. And then your take profit order is very clear as well, because it's the previous high. So the second way is looking at newer coins this time. So this is Bullex, first linked in description. On here, you come to Pump Vision. So these are all the pumped up fun coins launching on Solana. So these are all the ones that complete the bottoming curve and get that radium liquidity pool. So we're interested in the ones on the right here. So slightly larger coins. These are the ones that did graduate. And you can quickly see here market caps, for example. And I've got the filter set up here for pump fund only, which I prefer, and market cap minimum 40,000. Anything below that tends to be there. Sometimes you very rarely get ones that will all the way back down to 10 and then run to millions, but it's very rare. Transactions 500, token age and 11, 2 minutes to 50 minutes, because I want this to be a new-ish coin. So once I've clicked on that, I can click into one of these and analyze the chart. And what I'm looking for is, again, an uptrend forming. So we got an uptrend form. So we went all the way up to 80, back down to 27. So that was quite a deep retracement. You could even check that from peak to 12, 65%, right? So now we're running again, and we've not really had any significant pullback, and we haven't reached any significant level. We might go to 200. If it keeps going, we don't know. Might go to 300, 400, 500. I'm not really fussed where it goes to. I want it to hit a peak and have a healthy pullback. And I'm going to estimate where that pullback might be, because then I don't have to watch the screen all the time. And I can set up an order. For example, if I come here on the right and I click on limit, what I can do is I can decide what exact market cap I want to buy an app. For example, if it's 120, I can actually, you can see it sets up the line there. So if it was a little bit lower, let's say at 90,000, you can see I've set it up lower. And I can decide exactly how much I want to buy there. Let's say 2 SOL or something like that. And that's how you set up an order. And if you click on that little icon there, you can set up your priority fee, slippage, etc. Slippage needs to be higher. So ideally, where 1 or 2% are the minimum. For the faster moving ones, it needs to be a little bit higher. So let's say it makes a pullback, it gets to important resistance, makes a big pullback. All I'm doing is I'm going to try and take profit at where that resistance was, first of all. That's where you see a lot of double tops in meme coin trading, because a lot of people use this particular strategy to make those easier games. So final strategy, let's say you don't have time to screen and stuff like that. You just want to know like what's trending today, what kind of coin, what's pumping right now, is use any call group. Doesn't really matter which one. It just has to be a largish one, and find the contract address or the name, and you can copy it. You can then go and check it on Deck Screener. When you're back on Deck Screener, zoom out and do your analysis. So start with the daily, zoom right out and see what's been going on. It tend to be newer coins, obviously, on these call channels. So they will have a little bit of momentum anyway. And then you're judging it based on the chart. So what did we just discuss? Now, this isn't a typical kind of staircase pattern or anything like that, but you still saw 10 million dip down to 4.6. So on a price range, that would have been 56%. So maybe 60% exactly. So anywhere around there, doesn't have to be perfect. And if you put a buy order in there and you take profits at the same clock, what do you see here? Double top, same thing. So now what you could do, if it's doing a pullback, it may not maintain now an uptrend, but you don't know 100% sure. You would look for a higher pullback. So from this move to this move is the same thing we're doing again. We're looking for a higher pullback and the potential for it to run again. And it might not work out. It might just completely die from here. Like a lot of new coins do. You don't know. You're just trading with probabilities. So hope that helps in terms of understanding how you can make kind of smaller, easier gains on a regular basis. So you don't need to find the next 100x. That's not the point when it comes to trading meme coins. You just need to find profitable opportunities. Find what's trending already and wait for good entry. That's the skill. That's what you're learning. And the better you get at it, the more practice, the more successful trades you do, the more you're going to eventually set up for one really, really big trade, which could transform your account. But that will all start the same way. It's all about picking those entry points. Thanks for listening.